ॐ विश्वं दर्पणदृश्यमाननगरी तुल्यन्निजान्तर्गतं पश्यन्नात्मनि मायया बहिर्बोधभूतं यथा निद्रया यः साक्षात् कुरुते प्रबोधसमये स्वात्मानमेवाद्वयं तस्मै श्रीगुरुमूर्तये नमः इदं श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये बीजस्यान्तरिवाङ्कुरो जगदिदं प्राङ्निर्विकल्पं पुनः मायाकल्पितदेशकालकलना वैचित्रचित्रीकृतं मायावीव विजृम्भयत्यपि महायोगी वयस्वेच्छया तस्मै श्रीगुरुमूर्तये नमः इदं श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये तस्मै श्रीगुरुमूर्तये नमः इदं श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्तिः 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 सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम् ॐ भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयामदेवाः भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैः स्तुष्टुवागुंसस्तनूभिः व्यशेम देवहितं यदायुः स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः स्वस्ति नः पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नस्तार्क्ष्यो अरिष्टनेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु ॐ शान्तिः 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 15th Karika. अन्यथा गृह्णतः स्वप्नः निद्रा तत्त्वम् अजानतः विपर्यासे तयोः क्षीणे तुरीयं पदमश्नुते. So it was on page 59, and even Bhashyam also you can see the fifth line. Kada turiye nishchito bhavati. How? When will the person ascertain about oneself as turiya? Well, there are several steps. Nishchitaha means one who is free from the habitual error, free from the error which is in the form of a habit, and that habit is to take oneself other than turiya. That's a habit all the time. I means what? Never turiya, not even in the near future or not any time, in any experience. No, I am not turiya. So that's a habit, which is meaningless, of course. So nishchitaha implies a total owning up. Total, it's owning up. We need not say total, etc. Just owning up. That's a nishchita. So that is being said here. And Bhashyam says, Sapna Jagaritayoho, further, Anyatha Rajvam Sarpavat Grunnataha Tattvam Sapnaha Bhavati. Nidra Tattvam Ajanataha Trisushu Avasthasu Tulya. Sapna Nidrayoho Tulyatvat Vishwataijasayoho Ekarashitvam. Anyatha grahana pradhanyacha गुणभूता निद्रा इति तस्मिन् विपर्यासः स्वप्नः तृतीये तु स्थाने तत्व अग्रहण लक्षणा निद्रा एव केवला विपर्यासः. So स्वप्न जागरितयोः 7/2. In these two states called dream and the waking states, Anyatha. Then Rajvan Sarpavat is an example, keep it aside. Anyatha Grinnatah Tattvam. Tattvam Anyatha Grinnatah. The Turiya, Tattva, the reality of myself, Anyatha Grinnatah, is taking other than that, other than Turiya. Will be what? Sapna. So, in both these states, you take yourself to be other than Turiya, therefore, both the states are dream. Because this happens in a dream state, even though you are just waker, nothing else actually, but in a dream state, due to nidra, ignorance, you take yourself to be other than the waker. That is the dream state. That's what happens in a waking state. Here also, in a waking state, you take as a waker, but really you are not waker, you are Turiya. So Turiya is taken as a waker here. Therefore, the whole waking state is Sapna. So dream number 1, dream number 2. So both are Sapna. Nidra tattvam ajanatah trisushu avasthasu tulya. Very beautiful. So trisushu avasthasu tulya. What is common? Trisushu avasthasu. All the 3 states of experiences. What is common? Sapna is not common. Sapna is there in these 2 states. Both are called Sapna. But Nidra is in all the 3 states, right? Nidra is the ignorance. So this ignorant person, when he takes experiences, Sapna number 1, that is a waking state. Sapna number 2, that is a dream state. In both the states, you take as a jiva. This is called jiva bhava. This is bhava. This is bhava. People say sakshi bhava. Sakshi is not a bhava. Sakshi is not a bhava. Sakshi is you that you don't know. You never become sakshi. You definitely become jiva. Adhyasa. Yeah. Jiva bhava is a correct word. Sakshi bhava is a misunderstanding or not understanding Vedanta. Sakshi bhava. Because Jiva bhava comes and goes. When you go to deep state, where is Jiva bhava? Individuality, sense of individuality, bhava, sense is not. So that comes and goes. Sakshi comes, so Sakshi bhava. Now somebody I am Sakshi. Then I go back to the Jiva bhava. I again become Jiva. This is a habitual error. You commit error, you remain Sakshi. So, nahi drashtuhu drashtehe viparilopo vidyate avinashitvat. The sight of the seer, the consciousness of the seer never ceases to be. Avinashitvat. So you are ever witness. Like a Srinathji. Many of you may not be aware of the Srinathji, but all the time Sakshi. In all the 3 states, you are a Sakshi. Anyway, so this is a misconception. That's how Sapna. You take yourself to be other than what you are, that is this Sapna. That is Jiva, Jiva Bhava. Anyway, so but this is common. Nidra is common. Sapna is not common in all the 3 states. Nidra is common in all the 3 states. Trisushu avasthasu tulya. Nidra. Ignorance is there. Where is misconception without nidra? Ignorance. Self-ignorance. So this person, spiritually ignorant person, definitely, that ignorance continues in all the 3 states. So sleep is there definitely during deep sleep state, of course, but sleep is there in other 2 states also. Spiritual sleep, etc. Nidra. And that is what tattvam agrahanam. Anyatha grahanam is the sapna. Tattvam agrahanam. Agrahanam means not in non-apprehension. Misapprehension is anyatha grahanam. So one who doesn't know the turiya, that definitely that's a sleep. Trishushu avasthasu tulya. That's how all this has come. Waking up, and waker is called, the waker is addressed as, please wake up. This is how it is. Waker. So that's what waker is really not a waker. He is a dreamer. Yeah. We all are in a dream basically. And that is associated, always dream is associated with what? Sleep. And therefore we are all, I'm eating, walking, going to airport, and then, going to other place and sitting in an aeroplane and this and that, going to India, and then, all this is what? In we are really sleeping. In sleep we are doing all these things. We are all great somnambulists. So-called waking is a dreamful sleep. So-called dream is a dreamful sleep, right? And this nidra, the sleep, is a dreamless sleep. But sleep is there all the time. We are sleeping. That's how anadi, it is going to come. Anadi mayaya suptaha. सोता है. जो सोता है वो जागने के लिए श्रोता है. Okay, so this is how it is. So we are sleepwalker, sleep eater, sleep all this, sleep talker. Yeah, remaining in sleep we talk. When you take it this way, then that burden reduces. Burden goes away only when its effect on you, its impact rather, on you reduces. That's called yoga. So-called burden of the waker, waking state experiences, waking world, should be reduced. The impact of that should be reduced in order to discover that you are bigger than the waker. Waker is just a sleeper actually. So the entire universe is basically is in sleep. Only the jnani, we are in the process of waking up. All of us are in the process of waking up. Yeah. So Vishwa and Tejasa is all associated with the sleep / self-ignorance, right? Because in both that self-misconception is there. That's a karya. We if you remember, we said karya can never be away from the karana, the nidra, ignorance, and therefore it is there. So Gaudapadacharya ji clubs them together. He is using this putting together. Anyatha grinnataha swapnaha. Swapna, anyatha grinnataha. Both the states, both the pada, let us say, both the pada has been covered in a one group. Which pada? The Vishwa, the waking, and the dream state. So Vishwa Tejasa has been clubbed together. Anyatha grinnataha. Swapna. So we have four padas, right? And we can put into three groups. Bhashyakara uses this word Rashi. Rashi means a group. So four padas are there, but three groups are there. So basically, first and second pada together is a one group. The third pada is a one group. One group means, see, there it is one member. Here in the first group there are two members, Vishwa and Tejasa. And then that third pada, the prajna, is in a different group. Yeah. And it has one member, that is prajna only. And fourth is our turiya. Different group but no member at all. Turiya consumes everyone. And therefore, he says in waking and so this first two padas basically are similar, and that is Swapna, we have said. So Vishwa and Tejasa is one group, one Rashi. Then the second group is a Prajna. and third is a turiya. So 4 padas have been covered. And he says this: in waking and dream, there are two unreal factors. He uses viparyase. So both this Vishwa Tejasa is also viparyasa. Viparyasa means unreal, mithya, etc. So, and word viparyasa, we of course saw that anyway before. And ajnanam and adhyasa, self-ignorance and self-misconception for waker and dreamer are there. That is of course, naturally it is a viparyasa. And Bhashyakara makes another observation that even though, is a little addition on the part of Bhashyakara in this commentary of that even though both are associated well with Vishwa and Tejasa are in one group, and in that what is dominance, that because these two things are there, self-ignorance, self-misconception, naturally in these two groups, two Rashi. Well, in one group, in both the groups, one thing is common, that is self-ignorance. That's fine. But in the first group, not first pada, please understand, first group where two members are there, Vishwa and Tejasa, there and there both are there. Of course, self-ignorance and self-misconception is there. But there is a predominance. That's what Bhashyakara wants to say. Pradhanya shabda he is going to use in the Bhashya. Pradhanya. So there is a pradhanya, predominance of what in that first group where both members are there, Vishwa and Tejasa. What is predominant? Karta, Bhokta, Pramata. That's a Vishwa. Right? So adhyasa, self-misconception, swapna, the karya, etc. is pradhanyam. Anyatha grahanam is pradhanyam. Even though tattva agrahanam is there, nidra is common, I have already said you, self-ignorance is common, but that is guna bhuta, Bhashyakara says. So guna bhuta, guna here not a sattva rajas tamas, etc. Guna means which is gaunam. Guna bhuta is equal to gauna. So that is gauna. Gauna means it is subservient, secondary, we can say. Subservient also you can say. Pradhanyam is a misconception. Right now, this waking state, self-ignorance is there, but it is not predominant. Predominant is this adhyasa, karta, bhokta, pramata, etc. That is pradhanya. So sleep is there in form of self-ignorance in this first group, but basically sleep is secondary. Word guna has several meaning, and guna is used in the sense of a secondary also. That's how we have word gaunam, mukhya, mukhyam, gaunam, etc. So here in these two states, this misconception, karta, bhokta, pramata, is the original artist basically. It's mukhya. Anyatha grahana pradhanya cha, kartutva, bhoktutva, pramatutva, etc. pradhanya, prominent. Pradhanyat gunabhuta nidra. Nidra is a gunabhuta. Nidra is basically gauna, subservient, secondary in this first group where these two states have been covered, or these two Vishwa Tejas have been there. Their misconception is pradhanya. So by using Gunabhuta, Shankaracharya wants to say that during waking state, sleep is not absent. Sleep is in the form of self-ignorance, is present but not dominant. So then, tasmin iti nidra, then tasmin iti. Tasmin is in that first group. Well, in the first group where the Vishwa and Tejas are there, tasmin viparyase, so where this the prominent factor is this, unreal factor is this prominent, where means this adhyasa is prominent. Well, is swapna. That viparyasa we will call it as a swapna. So in a karika, if you see this, the second line, the first word is a viparyase. That's a dvivachanam, right? It's a dvivachanam, and dvivachanam indicating two things. And one is a swapna, is also viparyasa. That is Vishwataijasa is viparyasa, unreal factor. And nidra tattvam ajanata, self-ignorance also is a viparyasa, right? That is also unreal factor. Ignorance is unreal, we have already discussed, mithya. So therefore, viparyasa means, Karikakara wants to say that swapna and nidra, the misconception, self-ignorance, both are viparyasa. So both are mithya. Tayoho kshine, when both of them go away, turiyam padam ashnute, etc., etc. So the first group is covered. This Vishwa and Tejasa, both where self-misconception is predominant compared to the self-ignorance. Self-ignorance is a gunabhuta, gauna. So that is one. Then second group is what? Only one member where prajna, which is the third pada. So trutiyetu. So in that third pada, which is nothing but the second group, right? Second group is second rashi. So second group is only one member prajna, only trutiya pada. So trutiyetu sthane tattva ajnana lakshana, tattva agrahana lakshana, the self-ignorance is again viparyasa, is unreal factor. So first group, misconception is unreal factor. That is a prominent one there. In the second group, ignorance is prominent, prajna. Ignorance is prominent, but that also is a viparyasa, is unreal. So in sleep also misconception is there, but it is dominant. In sleep, well, definitely misconception is not dominant. It doesn't mean misconception is zero. If it is zero, means gone totally, then where is again? As you wake up again, you say, I am waker only. This misconception has not gone. It has become dormant. What was dominant in the first group has become dormant in the second group. Okay, so this is how it is. Misconception is dominant. This is how you look at that. You, the great fish, like Bridanaka example, you know what kind of a thing in 3 states you keep doing without doing anything. Even you don't experience also, really speaking, you don't experience. No, I'm consciousness, I experience it. Hey, you are consciousness, okay? What you experience is not away from you, it's within your fold. It's your projection. All the 3 states. Viparyasa. Kshine. Then that goes away. Misconception and self-ignorance. Vishwataijasa and prajna are understood as a viparyasa. Entire states. And therefore, first Prathama Pada, Dvitiya Pada, Trutiya Pada. Karikakara has combined Prathama Dvitiya Pada. Vishwataijasa as a swapna, because misconception is there. Anyway, so you can understand, Bhashakara's contribution is to say, even though there are 2 groups, we can differentiate the 2 groups as in one, self-misconception is pradhanyam, self-ignorance is dormant. Will not say dormant, but secondary. Whereas in the second group, prajna, the third pada, there self-ignorance is dominant, and this adhyasa, self-misconception, is dormant. That's better way of saying. And therefore, viparyase kshine. So definitely that when it goes away in light of knowledge, etc. So anyway, let's read further bhashyam. Ataha tayoho karyakarana-sthanayoho anyatha agrahana tattva agrahana lakshana viparyase karyakarana bandha rupe. I hope you must be seeing page number 60 bhashyam. कार्य कारण बंध रूपे परमार्थ तत्व प्रतिबोधतः क्षीणे. So you can understand viparyase kshine. In the bhashyam itself you can see viparyase is there, right? And kshine, that's from Karika. But what viparyasa has been explained by Bhashyakara as a karya karana bandha rupe, etc. etc. Kshine paramartha tattva pratibodhatah kshine turiyam padam ashnute tada ubhayalakshanam bandhanam tatra apashyan turiye nishchito bhavati ityarthah. So viparyase kshine, which is there in the second line of Karika, has been explained by Bhashyakara. And then further also, turiyam padam ashnute, that entire second line of Karika has been explained in this bhashyam. So twofold viparyasa, self-misconception, self-ignorance. Viparyasa, I told you already, unreal factor, mithya, etc. So ataha, therefore, tayoho means in both these groups, right? Both these groups, Vishwa Taijasa one group, Prajna second group. Tayoho means in both the groups. How many padas have been covered in two groups? 3 padas. So, karya karana sthanayoho, which are associated with the karyam and karanam. So you can understand now, that's how we did all these synonyms. Anyatha grahanam karyam. And you can say self-misconception, you can say adhyasa, etc. Right? Karanam is agrahanam, tattva grahanam. Or you can say non-apprehension, you can say karana, you can say ignorance, right? So we did all this. So atah, therefore, tayoho means in both these groups, karya karana sthanayoho, which are associated with the karya and karana. And so in this, those 3 padas which are associated with karya and karana, or nidra and swapna, we can say here, or we can say anyatha grahanam, tattva anyatha grahanam, or tattva grahanam. So this twofold viparyasa consisting of tattva grahanam and tattva anyatha grahanam, viparyasa indicating dual, karya karana bandha rupe. So karya karana bandha rupe, which is nothing but a bondage, right? Telling oneself that I am a Vishwa or Taijasa, or I am a Prajna, etc. That kind of understanding of oneself is naturally bandha rupe, is a form of a bondage. Kshine. So when this both viparyasa goes away, kshine means when they are eliminated, and you know elimination very well. What kind of elimination is that? Right? And in that you have to eliminate one thing. You said mithya, then where is the question of elimination? How will you eliminate mithya? Which is mithya, how will you eliminate? Anything which is concrete, solid, which is what is apparent cannot be eliminated. It's your understanding it's your understanding it as apparent is the elimination. That's it. And here also, both have to be eliminated. No, sir. Karana has to be eliminated. Karya need not be. Karya automatically goes away. Misconception automatically goes. So you need not, understand this misconception as mithya. As you know, you are turiya. All misconceptions regarding you will definitely patak goes away. Once ignorance goes away, misconception also will go away. So focus on knowing what is turiya, what is oneself. Because ignorance can't stand that knowledge. So ajnana nashe, adhyasa nasha, karana nashe, karya nasha, etc. Therefore you need not have to separately remove misconception. And how So it is beautifully said, Paramartha Tattva Pratibodhata. That's a Tasil Pratyaya. And it has a force of a fifth case. And fifth case is used for in the sense of a hetu. Therefore, Paramartha Tattva Pratibodhat, you can say. Pratibodhat, the knowledge of what? Paramartha Tattvam, the reality of oneself. Paramartha Tattvam, Tattvam, Bhashakara sometimes says Tattvam, sometimes says Paramartha Tattvam. We can understand. So, Paramartha Tattva Pratibodhat, Kshine. What is Kshine? What will go? Viparyase, connect it with that, which is there. Viparyase Kshine. Which is with that Viparyasa, which is in the form of a Karika, Bandharupa, which is in the form of a bondage. Paramartha Tattva Pratibodhat, Pratibodhataha, Kshine. Turiyam Padam Ashnute. One will gain Turiya. Right? One will gain Tad Vishnu Paramam Padam Saha Apnoti. Kathopanishad. Right? Vishnoho Padam Apnoti. He will gain the pada, the goal of Vishnu here, or goal of this gaining and all that you know very well here. So we have to put here everything, entire journey. Yeah, every step is a gain. Knowing and gaining. Certain thing is just, the knowing is gaining. Knowing is gaining when the issue is of ignorance. Knowing is not gaining when issue is not of just ignorance. Yeah. So we have to say, so 5 levels you put now here. How can you get? Because kada turiye nishchito bhavati, Bhashyakara said. Nishchita. Turiye vishay. It's a visheshatami. With regards to Turiya, how can I gain that ascertainment that I am Turiya? Then you have to say a lot. Not just, just attending one class of Mandukya. And we will say, you are Turiya. Oh, I gain Turiya. No. Entire thing, Karma Yoga, Upasana, my God. Then Shravana Yoga and Manana Yoga, Nididhyasana. So Karma Yogena, something goes away. Nothing to be gained here. You are already gained. There is nothing which can be gained for Brahman, Turiya. What is to be gained? Then why you talk about all these sadhanas? Nivrutti, not gaining. Removing. Yeah, like a hot potato. Karma yogena mala nivrutti. Mala nivrutti, karma yogena. Upasana yogena, vikshepa nivrutti. You know all this. Malam, vikshepa, agniyamanam. 3 obstacles are there. Which 3 obstacles, put it. They are obstacles which keep me away from myself. That's true, very true. You are that, but you don't never say that I am that. Paranchi. What brings a welfare in my life is away from me. Biggest blunder. What brings a welfare, well-being of me is not with me. I may gain in future with my efforts, but that's not me. When I become secure, that's my well-being. When I am happy, that's my well-being. When I gaze at tranquility, peace in my life, there is a well-being. All are away in terms of time, place, objects, attributes of objects, somewhere in the world. What I want is there. Biggest blunder. One never gains. What is not there, if you keep searching there, you will remain an eternal seeker. Seeking ends when you know what you want to gain is yourself. That's how everyone is eternal seeker. Janma, Maranam, again Janma, Maranam, Janma, Maranam. In between this seeking, becoming and becoming and becoming. We all are fortunate that we are out of this process. Okay? We are all out of process. We have one cup of tea and nice biscuits, and we are listening and enjoying. You know very well that this is self. The Turiya which has been taught is none other than oneself. At least intellectual conviction itself gives you a joy of moksha. Yeah. And therefore, so karma yogena malanivrutti upasana. Definitely. Swamiji, but we have not done upasana, etc. Don't worry about it. They will take, this Shastra will definitely make you do that Purushartha of doing meditation. When? I have not done, but I am able to listen all these things and all that, and I am able to understand also. Therefore, Upasana is not needed. No, sir. This, what happens is once you gain knowledge, the abidance in knowledge comes with the abidance of the mind. Mind abides when Vikshepa is not there. Therefore, people who have not done meditation before, they have to do Nididhyasana more. That's it. One that will be there. Vikshepa has to go. Your mind should have that abiding capacity in order to abide in the self. That is what the nature of the mind is. Everything is self. There is no real mind kind of a thing. Every thought is Brahman. The whole mind is Brahman. That mind abides where? In self. Mind doesn't abide in self but runs around Vikshepa. That mind can never be able to own up. Therefore, people who have not done Upasana before, they will definitely need to do more Nididhyasana. That's also again meditation, different form of meditation. Those who have definitely done Upasana, etc., they have a less Vikshepa. They easily, as they gain knowledge, they are abiding in the self, owning up the self. So either way, but anyway. So Shravana Yogini, Jnana Nivrutti, Manana Yogina, Samshaya Nivrutti, Nididhyasana Yogena, Viparyaya. That Viparya is that error, that error is nothing but an habit. Many habits are not good habits, we know very well. They are errors. Somehow why error? No, tea is really good for waking up. Oh, you have woken? No. Still I am in Nidra. So tea really helps to open up the gates. And thousands of people are there, they don't drink tea in the morning. Still they are very alert people. It's a habitual error. It's an error in terms of habit. Tea does this error. Drink tea every day and form an habit. Habitual error. Same here. So, Ahankara wakes up, I wake up. Ahankara undergoes change, I undergo change. Ahankara becomes that same Ahankara, the mind becomes dreamer, I am dreamer. Since how long you are doing? As long as ignorance goes. And therefore, definitely this is a habitual, and then other things. Oh, I am in so and so place. I have to reach today to so and so place. Habitual error. The whole world is Mayeva Sakalam Jatam, Mayi Sarvam Pratishtam, Mayi Sarvam Layam Yati. So Mayeva Sakalam Jatam, all that is there in me, that is me. Nothing is away from me. It's within me, right? No, I am in so and so city. I have to reach to so and so place. That's how some 1,000 miles away. This habitual error. And therefore, this all removal of this slowly, then definitely Turiyam Padam Ashnute. So this is what Pratibodha means. So, Paramartha Tattva Pratibodha includes all this, knowing oneself like this, till even Viparya goes away, Nididhyasanam, etc., through Nididhyasanam, through contemplation. And contemplation, two, three folds of contemplation one can do. Certain core habits are there. For that, you need to pay attention to that. You have to, you have to, you have to keep yourself free from all other engagements and address that core issue, core habits, which is error. And there are certain other things also. That's also adhyasa we have, but we are able to do without, making ourselves free from the engagement. So there are nidhyasana two, three folds. Anyway, in any way we, so Brahma Abhyasa, etc. And so like that. Brahma Abhyasa means basically, Abhyasa means this kind of exercise, contemplation, where you address your, like, even though one doesn't take oneself to be Turiya and one takes oneself to be the waker, etc., that's fine. But then, not fine, in that also certain issues, like some people have a habit of seeing one's death, or all the time having a fear of death. That's better way of saying. Fear of death. Too much fear. Everyone has, but some people have a predominance due to some past. He must have seen or she must have seen something dying or something, or in childhood some experience. Or some people are born with that extra fear due to unconscious. Anyway, so basically, then you have to address that. It's of course born of a misconception that you take yourself to be a waker, etc. Identify with the body. So you have to address, that's a Brahma Abhyasa. Address the core issues. It's all samsara only, having bhayam and everything. And as other misconceptions, well, in a waking state, while experiencing itself, you can make yourself free. Like right now you can do. Right now you can do. So, now means what? We can go to contemplation, listening to you. Yeah, I am listening. Okay, on your part. That means I am a listener. Is it reality? Yeah, it's a reality because I am waker, therefore I am listening. Yeah, but I am waker is a reality? No. If I am waker is a reality, I and waker will go together. What goes together? No, they don't go together. Then what goes away and what remains? That's a reality. Oh, waker goes away. Then that's it. Then listener also is like that. Therefore, the whole listening experience also is like that. And therefore, whole thing is mithya. Well, I am basically Turiya, who assumes the role of a waker and listener, etc. This is Nididhyasana. This is also Nididhyasana. But it's unlike certain core issues, right? Some people have a very much difficulty connecting to the other people. They just can't connect. It's very important. Social connections, etc., is a very important thing for your health. But some people have the issue, some issue. They just can't relate. They easily withdraw. They want to remain in that state. They don't want to relate to the world much. And relating to the world becomes a burden for them. All that. They are more comfortable when they are where they don't relate. It's an issue basically. And that is to be addressed. How will you address that? It's a core issue in fact. That is to be addressed as, well, I am asanga. I am the one who is unconnected to anything, unrelated to anything. Everything is basically, I pervade everything, but yet I am unconnected, etc. So anyway, So basically, this is how Turiya is understood. And here, this Ashnute, gaining, attaining, Turiya is knowing this, free from Vipariyaya. So, in Vedanta, knowing and attaining, many times you will find Vishnu Parampadam apnoti, Ashnute, same thing, attaining. Attaining is knowing, or knowing is attaining. Of course, so far as any worldly thing is concerned, knowing is not attaining, that you know very well. Knowing a given thing, knowing a very beautiful car, you don't gain that car, you will have to put efforts, etc. So why do you say knowing Turiyam is attaining Turiyam? Because Turiyam is known only in one way, and well, you can know Brahman in only one way, and that is you can know only in the form of Atma. And Atma is something, I is something which is ever gained, right? Other than I, whatever is there in the world has to be gained, really speaking, even after knowing. After knowing, there will be desire of that, and then you will gain it, putting efforts, etc. But if Brahman is known only in a way of that in the terms of self, then definitely self is already gained, and therefore Brahman is already gained. So well, I stop here. Further we'll do it because I have to catch a flight. So basically we'll do it in next class further. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.